So we are back at it once again, everyone, and we're here to talk about Clash of Champions. And I want to get this straight out of the way. I want to say it straight up, say this to you guys. I don't like the name Clash of Champions. To me, whenever I think of the word Clash of Champions, it makes me think that the champions are fighting each other. You know, like what they do with Survivor Series. That's what I get when I think of the name Clash of Champions. I think they should really bring back the name Night of Champions, because to me, Night of Champions just sounds more. It just sounds a lot better to what they are, what they're, doing with the pay-per-view. It actually sounds better because you've got a night where all the champions are defending their titles. So it makes sense for it to be. It really does make sense for it to actually be called, Night of Champions. But either way, we have the pre-show, and surprise, surprise, if you are, and surprise, surprise, the Cruiserweights were on the pre-show. I didn't watch this. I didn't watch the pre-show. I only heard about it. We had Drew Gulak defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado. Drew Gulak retained. Got nothing to say about the match because I didn't watch the pre-show. Now this one was really confusing. This one was really confusing, and I hate to say it, this really made me angry. The second pre-show match was AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. Yes, you heard me correctly. AJ Styles was bumped to the pre-show. This got bumped to the pre-show, but Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross wasn't. Now, with all due respect to Fire and Desire and Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, but that match had no interest in it whatsoever. Why wasn't that the pre-show match? Or better yet, why didn't you add 2 random matches? You could have added a Lacey versus Natalya as a pre-show match, and you could have just put maybe Ali in there against Buddy Murphy. You could have just had some random matches as the pre-show. You didn't need any of these championship matches on the pre-show. AJ Styles on the pre-show. Well, have the mighty have fallen. This is a real shame. To me, this is a real shame to see AJ Styles bumped to the pre-show. This was the first time he was ever on the pre-show. Despicable. I wasn't a fan of this. I don't know why you have AJ Styles on the pre-show. And better yet, their match goes for 4 minutes and 55 seconds. This shows you why it shouldn't have been on the pre-show. The pre-show has no time. AJ Styles got the win to retain. Now, WWE needs to knock this off. I'm really getting so annoyed by this. For some stupid reason, they always have the hometown heroes lose. Unless you're the Iconics or Buddy Murphy in the Melbourne, Australia Super Showdown. But for some stupid reason, they always have the hometown heroes lose. Why? Why do you always have the hometowners lose? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why you're going to have your hometown heroes lose. To me, it's just downright stupid. It embarrasses them. It's just stupid to me. It's just stupid to me. I don't like it. I think it's dumb. There's just no reason. There's literally no reason for hometown heroes to be losing in their hometowns. But I think this feud between Cedric Alexander and AJ Styles is going to continue. At least I hope so. And then eventually Cedric Alexander is going to get his big win, his big crowning moment, when he becomes the United States champion. So the first actual match on the main card was Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions. And this was a predictable outcome. This one was kind of obvious here. But Roode and Ziggler win. Roode pinning the Universal Champion Seth Rollins clean. So Bobby Roode should technically be the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. So it should so Bobby Roode should be getting a Universal Championship match, since everybody likes to make it since WWE likes to make the habit of, insert wrestler pinned insert champion. So I guess Bobby Roode should technically be the next contender in line for the Universal Championship, since he pinned the Universal Champion. But that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Robert Roode as a contender for the Universal Championship, not on Vince's life that'll ever happen. But this is good. I'm glad to see Bobby Roode once again with with a championship. Even though I'm not a big fan, even though I wasn't a big fan of this Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler team in the first place. You know, at least it's off Rollins and Braun. That's all I can say about it. I guess because it's off Braun and Rollins, I guess I just didn't really care that they're the champions. You got so many teams, you may as well start sending some over to Smackdown. Because they are going to be doing the draft next month. And I will be doing my draft video maybe sometime next week. This week or next week. One of the two. Because I'll be on holidays next week. So I'll actually be able to sit down and actually watch this stuff live. And the stupidest thing of them all is that NXT, when it goes live, we still have to watch it on the WWE Network, despite it being on the USA Network. Oh well. Next we had Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. This match was over in like 3 minutes. Yeah, literally, Charlotte Flair beaten in her hometown. Again. Beaten in her hometown. Charlotte Flair. Do these people understand who got pinned in her hometown? The same people who continuously think that Charlotte Flair is the most forced down our throats wrestler in history. Blonde hair and her last name. That's the only reason why Charlotte gets titles. Because of her blonde hair and her last name. But yet the girl with the blonde hair and the Flair as her last name got pinned in literally 3 minutes by Bayley, who cheated to win, which I will admit, I'm glad they're finally now having Bayley be a cheater to actually be a heel now. So hopefully they get ready to turn Charlotte Flair face. Crowd were cheering, "Let's go Charlotte." Obviously, because they're in her hometown, obviously. But a lot more fans were behind her than people actually thought. But yeah, Charlotte loses. The same woman that beat Trish Stratus. Loses to Bayley in like 3 minutes. Due to a dirty tactic that Bayley decided to do. And Bayley ran away as fast as she could, like her fish and chips just got ordered at her front door. Seriously, that's how she ran. She was running like her fish and chips just got ordered. And her fish and chips just arrived at the door, and she was quickly to get out of there. Next we had the Revival taking on the New Day. for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and for a shocking turn of events, the Revival are now the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. But at the same time, all I gotta say is, good. Good. I'm glad they've put the titles on the Revival. Now the Revival can now go over to SmackDown. Now the Revival can go to SmackDown full time and actually be a team on SmackDown that the brand desperately needs. They better send the Authors of Pain over to SmackDown when the Fox deal comes, and also when the draft happens. Who's the Authors of Pain? Exactly. SmackDown needs some tag teams. Send over the Authors of Pain over to SmackDown. If you're not going to use Ivan and Eric, send them over to SmackDown. Use your teams, WWE. Instead of creating teams, use them. Easy to do. So the Revival win. They're now 3-time tag team champions. Well, 1-time SmackDown tag. You get what I mean. You get what I mean. Overall, 3 times. Next, we get Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending their titles against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Fire and Desire. I am so annoyed by the... there's one of the things I want to bring up here is that I am so goddamn annoyed by the commentary. I just can't stand Corey Graves. I really can't stand Corey Graves. He's just so damn annoying. He's literally the worst. He's literally the worst. I don't care what anyone tells me. Corey Graves is the worst commentator to ever exist. He's even worse than JBL when it comes to bloody Alexa Bliss and Mandy Rose. So goddamn cringeworthy. And Michael Cole, makes a pun because Mandy got pinned. He makes a pun that Nikki Cross, he said something and then he put the word Rose at the end, and then Corey Graves was all like, "Oh, you've been wanting to say that for months just to annoy me, Michael Cole." And then he wants to start up a hashtag called Cancel Michael Cole. More like hashtag Cancel Corey Graves. That's what I'd hashtag. God, I can't stand Corey Graves. Hope he retires. Hope he retires, because apparently he was saying on Twitter that he could be retiring. Good. I hope he does retire, because I never want to hear his goddamn voice again. Not even on SmackDown, nor on Raw. I just don't want to hear that guy's voice ever again. So goddamn annoying. And if they are going to keep him on commentary, they better start toning him down. Because every single time I hear that guy's voice, this is why I love Alexa and I love Mandy. But this guy, Corey Graves, is the main reason why I can't sit down and watch an Alexa Bliss and Mandy Rose match. This guy is literally the reason why I can't even enjoy their matches. Because I had to hear this guy bloody bicker and moan like a little child. Seriously. I cannot stand Corey Graves. This guy bicker and moans like a child all the goddamn time. Drives me insane how bad his commentary is. Ugh. God, man. Man. So annoying. But anyway, let's get back to it here. Shinsuke Nakamura defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. Shinsuke retains. Good. The Miz didn't even deserve this title match anyway. That's all I got to say about that. Can't stand The Miz. He didn't deserve this title shot anyway. So it's a good thing they did have Nakamura retain. Next we had match of the night, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks wins by disqualification. Becky Lynch uses the chair to flatten the referee. Fans boo because they clearly didn't know that the match was over. Michael Cole informs us that the match is over because apparently the referee somehow rang the bell despite being flat on his back through the rest of the brawl. And this is going to be leading into Hell in a Cell. It's going to be leading into Hell in a Cell, and hopefully the big cell cage is around them. And honestly, I know I didn't like the Hell in a Cell match between Sasha and Charlotte all the way back in 2016, but this is the perfect opportunity to put these two inside the cell. This is the perfect time to have the women inside the cell. But just don't make it awful. Back in 2016, they were not ready. In 2016, they were not ready to have a Hell in a Cell over their heads. Now they are. Now they are ready for a Hell in a Cell over their heads. They should have waited for a couple of years. So Sasha won by disqualification. She's not the champion because she has to pin Becky. She has to pin or tap out Becky. Because Becky got herself disqualified with a steel chair, Sasha didn't win the title. Case closed. Next we had Kofi Kingston defend his WWE Championship against Randy Orton. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am not happy with this result because the wrong man won. Randy Orton was pinned clean by Kofi Kingston. And the more I think about it, the more it's making me incredibly angry. Now that I think about it, that WWE better not plan, and I swear to God, I mean this wholeheartedly. Just because you're heading into Fox does not mean you have to bring back that part-timing gorilla, Brock Lesnar. That's who I'm talking about. If they bring back that part-timing gorilla and they have him pin Kofi Kingston and become the WWE Champion, I will be so furious. I'll be so mad. Brock Lesnar does not need to be the WWE Champion just because Fox wants him. That is the only reason why I believe they had Randy lose. And they're probably going to send him over to Raw. And do what? Absolutely nothing? The Revival are most likely going to go to Smackdown because of, they're the Smackdown Tag Champs. They better have Randy versus Orton planned for their first episode of Fox. And that better be their reason why they had Randy lose. So they can have another match, and on the debut episode of Fox, Randy wins the title. But it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like the feud's over. So they're probably going to bring back that stupid part-timing gorilla, Brock Lesnar, and he's going to ruin the WWE Championship. Good going, WWE. You ruined everything. You had the Revival win the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and all you had to do was to have Randy Orton win the WWE Championship. And I'm not saying this not just because I'm a Randy fan. Because you had them dominate for the last few months. FK Vival, or FKO, or whatever their hashtag was. It's the main reason why I'm mad. That's the main reason why I'm mad, and the second reason why I'm mad is because they're going to have that part-timing gorilla be the one to beat Kofi Kingston. Anyone but Brock. Hear my voice, WWE. Anyone but Brock. Anyway, moving on. Eric Rowan versus Roman Reigns in a no disqualification match. This was actually a pretty fun match. And the biggest shocker of them all in this match is that we have the return of Luke Harper. Yes, I'm not lying. Luke Harper returns to WWE at Clash of Champions. We see the beard of Luke Harper. He helps Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan pins Roman Reigns with an iron claw. Eric Rowan. Think about that. Eric Rowan, a man who we saw nothing in this man. Who we all believed was nothing more than a tag team guy. The same guy, this is the same Eric Rowan who lost to The Rock in 6 seconds at WrestleMania 32. And he's pinning Roman Reigns to the mat. I never believed that Vince McMahon would give this guy such a huge push. Eric Rowan. It's amazing. It's amazing that Eric Rowan is getting such a big opportunity. The Bludgeon Brothers are back. And it's great to see. It's great to see Harper back. Don't know how long it's going to be for though, but it's nonetheless it is great to see Luke Harper back. Now can you please start using EC3? Thank you very much, WWE. Now that you got Luke Harper, and can you guys put the Luke back in his name? You gave Rowan's first name back. Now give Luke Harper his first name back. And also give Mustafa Ali's first name back as well. Thank you, WWE. And the final match was Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins got the win by doing not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 curse stomps and a pedigree. That's how Seth Rollins won. As Seth Rollins was celebrating, the lights go out. And you hear the screeching noises of the Fiend. And the Fiend, Sister Abigail, Seth Rollins, and chokes him out with the Man of the Claw. And you hear Bray laughing at the end of the show. That was your Clash of Champions. That was your Clash of Champions, ladies and gentlemen. You guys let me know down below what was your favorite match. Overall, I thought Clash of Champions was. I thought it was good. There was a couple of mistakes they made here and there, but overall, I thought it was good. So, you guys let me know down below your thoughts and opinions on Clash of Champions. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys for my Raw review tomorrow. Alright, see you guys then.